the spring of 332 BC, after a string of victories across Asia Minor, Alexander the Great turned his gaze south, toward a city that seemed to defy conquest itself. The island fortress of Tyre, rising from the sea like a stone titan. Tyre was the crown jewel of Phoenicia, impossibly rich, fiercely proud, and seemingly untouchable. For any other commander, it would have been an obstacle to be bypassed. But Alexander needed it. The powerful Persian fleet still roamed the Mediterranean, and as long as Tyre stood, they had a port that could threaten his entire campaign. And so, with the world watching, one of the most audacious and spectacular sieges in the history of warfare was about to begin. Tyre was a true island fortress, separated from the mainland by half a mile of open sea. Its walls soared over 150 feet straight out of the waves. It was a city designed to mock land-based armies. But Alexander of Macedon was not just another general. He was a force of nature. Where others saw an impossible barrier, he saw a challenge to be overcome. His solution was as simple as it was insane. If he couldn't sail to Tyre, he would bring the land to Tyre. He ordered his engineers to construct a massive causeway, a mole of earth, stone, and timber that would stretch across the sea itself. Day after grueling day, his soldiers labored, dumping rock and wood into the waves, all while under a constant barrage of arrows and projectiles from the taunting Tyrian navy. The sea itself fought back, with storms and currents attempting to wash away their progress. But the Macedonians, driven by their king's unyielding will, pushed forward, meter by painstaking meter. Just as the causeway began to inch menacingly close to the city walls, the Tyrians unleashed their most desperate and brilliant counter. They took an old transport ship, loaded it to the brim with pitch, sulfur, and every flammable material they could find, and turned it into a massive floating bomb. Waiting for a favorable wind, they set it ablaze and steered the inferno directly into Alexander's siege works. The impact was catastrophic. The wooden towers and scaffolding erupted in a wall of fire, and weeks of back-breaking labor vanished in a single, horrifying night. For a moment, it seemed Tyre had won, but Alexander did not know retreat. He immediately ordered the causeway to be rebuilt, this time wider and stronger. More importantly, he learned his lesson. He assembled a fleet of his own from the cities he'd already conquered, Byblos, Cyprus. Soon, the seas that were once Tyre's greatest defense became Alexander's domain. The island was completely blockaded. The hunter had become the hunted. With the sea secured, the final act began. Across the newly completed causeway, Alexander rolled his secret weapons. Massive siege towers, some over 160 feet tall, bristling with catapults and archers, towering even over Tyre's legendary walls. The assault was relentless. For 7 months, the air was filled with the thunder of catapults, hurling boulders, and the rhythmic, bone-jarring crash of battering rams against the city gates. The battle raged on land and sea, a brutal, grinding contest of wills. Then, one fateful morning, under Alexander's personal command, the Macedonians found a weak point. A section of the southern wall crumbled. The breakthrough was made. Alexander's soldiers poured into the city like a flood, and the fighting descended into a brutal, street-by-street struggle. The Tyrians fought with the courage of a people defending their home to the last breath. But the outcome was now inevitable. The city that had defied empires for centuries had finally fallen. When the dust and smoke finally cleared, the price of victory was laid bare. Tyre was a ruin. Over 7,000 of its defenders lay dead, and thousands more were sold into slavery. But Alexander's vision extended beyond destruction. He ordered the causeway to be made permanent, forever linking the island to the mainland. To this day, the geographies of the region is a testament to that 7-month siege, a permanent scar on the landscape left by one man's incredible ambition. The fall of Tyre wasn't just a military victory. It was a masterpiece of engineering, a triumph of sheer, unshakable determination. It was a demonstration that for Alexander, the word impossible was simply a starting point. At Tyre, Alexander the Great did more than conquer a city. He conquered the very concept of limits. The sea could not stop him, walls could not hold him, and the fear that paralyzed ordinary men could not touch him. The world had never seen a conqueror like him, and it is unlikely we ever will again. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the past, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more incredible stories from history.